our demos has to do with going back to school, because no matter what part of the world you live in most places, school has either started or it's going to be starting pretty soon in September for a lot of kids and adults going back to college. So BT Speak and BT Braille have a lot of features that can make going back to school a lot easier, a lot nicer, and a lot more fun. So the thing I'm going to show you are features that you can use in the editor and in the file system for how you could write a book report. So I have a book that I downloaded from Bookshare. It's a science fiction novel called Eden Rebellion. Don't worry, we're not going to read the book tonight. But I have it in the BT Speak, and I have each chapter starting at a new heading, and that's important. We'll talk about why that is. And we're going to show about how you can jump across to different files and cut, copy, and paste. And then we're going to throw it over to Tim Noonan, who will show you some other related features that are connected with this. So I have my device on right now, and I have a few files open. Now, I have more than a few files in the device. You have room for a lot. I think I have, I don't know, about maybe 30, 25, 30 files, but I only have a few open. So I need to find out first which file am I in, and I can do that by pressing WH chord, which is dots 1, 5, 6 chord. So I'll do that now.
At line 1, in welcome screen.md.
Okay, it said line 1, and I'm in the welcome screen. For those who do not have a BT Speak, and of course, none of you yet have a BT Braille, the welcome screen is kind of an intro screen. It's not a manual, but it just welcomes you to the product, and it has links to other help files. So I'm in this welcome screen, but there are two files that I have open that are of interest to me tonight for the purposes of this demo. One of them is a file that I created called report, which I'm going to use to write my book report. The other file that I have is the actual book called Eden Rebellion. So let's see what I have. I don't want to be in the welcome screen, so I can jump to the different open files that I have with J-chord. So I'll press J-chord.
File number?
It's asking for a file number, so I could enter a file number from 1 through 0 to go to the first 10 files. I could enter A through Z to go to the first 26 files, but I'm going to press the space bar just to open the next file.
Class notes, file 3 of 4.
I have a file called class notes. I don't actually need to be in that file. I'm going to close it by going into the editor menu by pressing E chord and then C.
Viewing welcome screen, file 2 of 3.
Okay, I'm in the welcome screen. It said file 2 of 3. And again, that doesn't mean I have 3 files in here. It just means I have 3 files open. I'm going to hit J chord
file number
and then space to go to the next file.
Report.brl file 3 of 3.
There's my report file. I don't have much in there right now, but I want to press J chord
file number
and space to jump to the next open file.
Doctor Who Eden Rebellion.txt, file 1 of 3.
And the title is Doctor Who Eden Rebellion.txt. My team members are probably cringing right now, saying, he did it again. He snuck a Doctor Who reference in Blazie stuff. But anyway, I have this file. So I could press J chord space to cycle between the open files. And I could also press J chord and .7 or the backspace key to jump to the previously open file if I want to do that. But what's cool is there's another chord that we recently added that allows me to jump between the last 2 open files. This is actually very relevant to the demo. So if I just press W chord, which is 2, 4, 5, 6, and the space.
Report.
Now I'm in the report file. If I press W chord again,
Doctor Who Eden Rebellion.
I'm in Doctor Who Eden Rebellion. So I can just jump back and forth between the last two open files with W chord.
Report.
Now, why is that relevant to this demo? Because the report is where I'm actually writing stuff, like my summary, my thoughts, pasting little snippets here and there. The book
Doctor Who Eden Rebellion.
is the book I'm actually using as a reference. Okay, so now I'm in the actual book, and I'm going to review first basic editor commands. Now, this is not going to be anything new to veteran BT Speak users, but for folks who are new to the BT Speak, or of course BT Braille, or who don't have one yet, this will give you an idea of how to navigate. It's a very logical command structure. If I want to go to the very top of this book immediately, I can press dots 1, 2, 3 chord.
Top of file.
And it said top of file. If I want to go to the end of the document, I can press 4, 5, 6 chord.
End of file.
And I've immediately moved to the bottom of the file. I'm going to go back to the top.
Top of file.
And the way these navigation commands work is the mirror image that you do with your left hand does the opposite with your right. So what do I mean by that? Well, if I want to move to the next line, I can press the dot 4 key with the space bar. So I'll do that.
Begin reading.
It says begin reading. That's a disclaimer from Bookshare. And I'll press it again.
Blank.
Blank.
2 things were certain every Saturday. Growing up. Pancakes 4. Breakfast and hiding behind a pillow with you at 7 p.m. Thank you, Mom.
Okay, so that was a dedication. And I was pressing dot 4 chord to move from one line to the next. The opposite is dot 1 chord. So if I press that, that goes to the previous line.
2 things were certain every Saturday. Growing up. Pancakes blank.
If I press, let me move back to that line.
2 things were certain every Saturday.
Okay, if I want to reread the line, I press both keys, dots 1 and 4 with the space bar.
2 things were certain every Saturday. Growing up. Pancakes 4.
Now, dots 2 or dot 5 does this with words. So if I want to move to the next word, I press dot 5 chord.
2 things were certain.
Okay, if I want to move to the previous word, I press dot 2 chord.
Were things. 2.
There we go.
2
Let me move to the word things.
things.
If I want to read the current word, I press both keys, dots 2, 5 chord.
Things.
And it read the word things. If I press dot 2, 5 chord a second time,
THINGS.
it spells the word. If I press dot 2, 5 chord a third time, it spells it phonetically.
Tango, Hotel, India, November, Golf, Sierra.
So it read the phonetic equivalents of those letters. Dots 3 and 6 do the same thing for characters. So if I press dot 6 chord,
HIN.
I'm on the word things, NGS. And if I press dot 3 chord, I move back.
NI.
And if I'm on the letter I, if I press dots 3, 6 chord, it reads the current character.
I.
And if I press it a second time, it reads the phonetic word for that letter.
India.
It said India because I'm on the letter I. If I were on the letter A, it would say alpha. You probably get the idea if you've been using a lot of these different screen readers and devices. Okay, I can also read continuously with dots 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 chord. That is, in contracted Braille, is an ER chord. You could remember that as everything read. So if I press it, it'll just keep reading until I press dots 7 and 8 together to stop it.
2 things were certain every Saturday. Growing up. Pancakes 4. Breakfast and hiding behind a pillow with you at 7 p.m.
Okay, and I'll press dots 7 and 8, and it stopped it, and it put me on the last line that it read. I could also press a Z chord, which would stop reading. So that is basic navigation. I mentioned before that this document is divided up into headings, so I can press a dots 3, 5, 6 chord or low J to move from one heading to the next. And in this book, that means I move from one chapter to the next. So I'll do that now.
H2, 1.
I'm on chapter 1.
H2, 2.
Now I've moved to chapter 2. Now you heard it say H2. That's because it's a level 2 heading. And instead of saying heading level 2 or level 2 heading, we're just making the verbiage a little bit shorter.
H2, 3.
Because you might have a H1 for a level 1 heading or a level 3 heading, and you can change those as well if you want. If I want to move back to the prior heading, I can press dot 236 chord or low H chord.
H2, 2.
Chapter 2.
H2, 1.
And chapter 1. Now that we've got navigation out of the way, I can copy this, a snippet of this book, or even the entire one, into my book report. I'm just going to copy a couple of lines. I want to go to the beginning of chapter 2.
H2, 2.
So I press dots 356 chord for next heading. I'm now right at the title of chapter 2, and I want to just copy the first couple of lines to the clipboard.
Blank.
There's a blank line.
A short while later, Ruby stood at the TARDIS doors, brimming with the eager anticipation of a child on their way to Chessington for the first
Okay.
time. At her feet
So
were 4 smalls,
I
eager
wanna
anticipation
put a
of a child
mark.
on their. A short while later, Ruby stood at the
I'm going to put a mark at the top of this with M chord.
mark set.
Mark set. Okay. Now I'm going to move past the end of this sentence.
Eager anticipation of a child on their way to Chessington for the first
time.
At her feet were T.
And I want to move
I,
past the
M,
word time.
E, dot.
There's the period in
Space.
time. And I'm going to just copy that snippet from the mark to where I am right now with Control C for copy.
Copied 147 characters.
So it told me how many characters were copied, and they are in the clipboard. It's important to note something. This book is not in contracted Braille. And I want you to know that, and there's a reason why I want you to know that. It is in what you would call computer Braille. So it's using just all the letters, no contractions, .46 for a period, .1456 for question mark, all of the computer Braille symbols. But I want to paste this into my book report, which is in contracted Braille.
Report.
And I pressed a W chord, which jumps to the last open file. So now I'm in my report. I'm going to go to the end of the
file
of the report, and I'm going to paste this with Control V into this report file.
Pasted 114 characters.
Okay. Now what's cool is that this is going to read normally, and the reason why is because the clipboard automatically translated this
end of file
into contracted Braille. So
eager anticipation of a short while later, Ruby stood at the TARDIS doors, brimming with the eager anticipation of a child on their way to Chessington for the first time.
So it read it perfectly, but it converted it into grade 2 or contracted Braille because I'm in a file that's using the UEB table. Yes, I can already anticipate this question. Someone's going to want to know, do I have to use UEB? Can I use the old grade 2 code? The answer is yes, you can. I just happen to have UEB on right now, but just to show you,
eager anticipation of a child. Eager.
Go to the word eager and read this letter by letter. E-A-G.
E-R.
There's the ER sign. That was not in the original book. Okay, so the clipboard automatically looks at the file that you're in, and if you're in a contracted Braille file, it automatically translates that appropriately. If I copied contracted Braille text and went into a file that used computer Braille, the clipboard will automatically translate that appropriately as well. One other thing that I can do is I have a web page open with another review that I didn't write of the same book. I have it opened in Firefox, so I'm going to go into desktop mode. and I should be
Over the
in
past 6 decades. But Avi
Firefox,
Falace's novel selected.
and I'm in there. So
Leaving main content.
so let's press H to go
Review.
to
Doctor Who.
the
Eden Rebellion
heading.
heading level 1.
And now I'm at the heading on this. This is a web page. And let me go to past these links.
Peter Nolan link.
Okay, so it's by Peter Nolan.
17/12/main content.
The date it was
link.
on.
Link.
There's some
link.
unlabeled.
Eden Rebellion provides
There
a distinctive
we go.
slightly heading level 2. Directionless
Okay, let's
perspective. Doctor Who heading
go
level 2.
to
Idea heading level 2.
the beginning
The Doctor and
of
his
this
companion
review.
land on
There
a
we
planet
go.
hoping for a relaxing vacation. Instead they find.
Okay, I want to copy this, so I'm going to highlight this text, and
The Doctor and his companion land on a planet hoping for a relaxing themselves in the middle of a revolution. Their presence a catalyst to overthrow the old order. Selected.
okay, so I've just highlighted 2 lines of text, and I'm going to press Control C to copy that.
Copied selection to clipboard.
And the text from the Firefox web page is copied to the clipboard. I'm going to go back into the file into what we call Blazie mode.
Blazie mode.
So the BT Speak and BT Braille have 2 modes. There's Blazie mode, which are all of our programs and our editor and our other apps and our easily navigable menus. And we also have a desktop mode where you can use programs like Firefox and Thunderbird for email and LibreOffice. It's a full desktop environment. So let me make sure I'm in my report.
Line 9, column 4, in report.brl.
And I obtained that information by pressing a WH chord.
End of file.
I'm going to move to the end of the file and paste this.
Pasted 148 characters.
And the text that I copied from Firefox, of course, was not in grade 2 Braille. That was standard computer Braille. But because, again, I pasted this into a report with grade 2 translation enabled, you will see that it reads the file really well.
Blank. Time.
So let's...
Eager anticipation of a child on their time. Blank. The Doctor
that.
and his companion land on a planet hoping for a relaxing vacation. Instead, they find themselves in the middle of a revolution. Their presence a
There we go. So it pasted the file and automatically translated it according to my Braille table, which in this case is UEB. So these are just some of the really cool things that you can do on a BT Speak or a BT Braille. No computer required, and you can copy and paste stuff from not only one document to another that you create, but from a web page or an email or anything that you're reading in desktop mode into one of our files. Or you could write something in grade 2 Braille and put it in the body of an email and paste it, and it'll automatically translate into computer Braille. So that's my piece of the demo. I'm going to turn this over to Tim Noonan. He's our lead developer here at Blazie Technologies, and he's got some really cool back-to-school features that he will want to show you next. Tim, if you're ready, take it away, sir.
Thank you, David. Well, I'm part of the developer team. Simon is probably our lead developer technically, but we work together as a team to get all the software to the best possible shape we can get it in. So what I wanted to do is to imagine that I'm going back 40 years to when I was a student, and a book review I wrote back in the day was a book review on the book Day of the Jackal by Frederick Forsyth. Now, what I wanted to show you is how we can use ChatGPT or AI Chat, which is our Blazie side application to access ChatGPT within the editor to basically give me a structured outline for writing this book review. Because for me, historically, as quite a procrastinator as a student, always looking for things to put off the hard work of writing itself, it's always nice to start with an outline, and then you can write a few notes under each heading and you feel like you've got something achieved. But sometimes you still feel like, oh my goodness, this is just all a bit difficult. The deadline's nearing. I need to procrastinate a bit more. So I thought, what would I do as a student? I'd be thinking, well, I've got my Audible subscription because I'm spending all this time reading and no time writing. I have a two book per month plan. In American dollars, I think that's $22.95. But because I'm a student and really counting my cents, what I want to do is work out this week how much it costs me a week for my Audible subscription rather than how much it costs per month, because that's really relevant to this assignment and it's a perfect procrastination to put off the actual work. Telling you too much about my psychology, hopefully I've changed a bit, but I never really enjoyed writing assignments at school.
End of file.
So I'm at the end of a file here. And let's do this calculation. So we can go into the calculator with O chord and then C, and we can do the calculation there. And then we could go back to the editor and we could paste that calculation into the file. But we can also do the calculation in the editor file and then have the result placed in our file automatically. So I'm going to show you how that's done. So first of all, I'll type in the formula or the thing that I want to calculate. So this is, and I'm in a text file, 24.95
24.95
times 12
star 12
divided by 52. So what that's doing is just my monthly amount, which is 12 months a year. So I'm multiplying that by 12 and then I'm dividing by 52 because, as you know, there aren't 4 weeks in a month. There's 4 and a fraction weeks in a month. I once had flatmates who could not understand that. And when I said, well, rent is so much every 2 weeks, and they go, oh, good, well, I'll just double that per month. And we had a big fight over it. So I thought this was apropos. Anyway, so so that's the formula.
24.95 star 12/52.
Typed in. Now I'm going to go to the start of the line
2.
because the editor's just got this as text at the moment. Now I want to have the answer turn up in this file. So what I'm going to do is use the less than character, and I'll just double check that that's correct, which it is.
2.
Now I'm on the 2, so I've got less than. I'll read this line before I send it off. CALCULATOR.
Less calculator.
So let me read this current line now.
Less calculator 24.95 star 12/52.
So I've got a less than sign, which means please put the answer back into this file, not into a new file. Then calculator, which is the actual command that we want to run. And then the formula that we want to be calculated. So I can now go into the editor menu.
Editor menu, open.
And if I just move up with .1 chord through choices.
AI tools, I. Run host, open welcome screen, W.
Okay.
Quick braille note, B. Quick text, quick braille, open welcome screen, W.
Yeah.
Run host, run host command.
Here we go,
R.
run host command. And I'm going to press enter on that.
5.75.
And now we know that it'll be $5.75 a week for my Audible habit. So that's the first thing, and maybe a little sophisticated for some users just hearing it, but once you start playing with it, it's quite a useful tool, especially if you're maybe doing a budget and you want to keep a journal of the things that you're trying to calculate. You can have a running journal here with that. Next, what I'm going to do is have
top of file
AI chat, or our mini program AI Ask, which also can be used under the name of Ask AI. And here I'm going to ask ChatGPT to generate a structured outline for this book review that I'm now getting to now that I've procrastinated, because I'm really stressed. The assignment's due very soon. And here's the line that I would type.
Greater AI Ask, I am writing a book review. Give me a simple heading layout for it.
So I pre-typed this in. The greater than says, please put this answer into a new file. And then AI Ask is the name of the program, and then the question. And I'm going to, in this time, do Control T, which is the quick way to run an external command, and we'll see what happens. Pause, it's working. Hopefully it's working, unless I've done something wrong.
And named 11.txt.
There
File
we
3
go.
of 13.
So we're now in a new file, unnamed 11.txt, and I'll read the current line.
Title of the book. Book title. Command.
Now I'm just going to go to the first line first of all, just because what we do is this program gives us the command that we issued so that we have it for reference.
Command. AI ask I am writing a book review. Give me a simple heading layout for it.
Okay, and now we can move down.
Title of the book. Book title. Author. Author's name. Publisher. Publisher name.
I'm just moving down with .4 chord.
Publication date. Public number of pages. ISBN.
And so on. But let's get to the actual body.
** introduction **.
Now this is put markdown formatting here, which is not ideal. Sometimes AI Ask does, but in general I've tried to have it so that it doesn't. But this is bold.
Brief introduction of the book and its author. Mention the genre and the main theme of the book. Blank. ** summary **.
So I could go in and I could say, please generate this with no markdown formatting, and that would be useful as well. Or I could ask her to put headings in so that I've got some heading structure to work with. But another thing that you can do as I wind up this brief demo is that you can also paste into a file the last conversation you had with AI Chat. So something I prepared earlier was a brief discussion with AI Chat about the book, Day of the Jackal. So I'm going to just go to a new text note.
Editor menu, open, quick text, enter name, default is note 269.
Let's call this conversation.
Conversation.txt, file 4 of 14.
Great,
2025.
so we're now in a new file called conversation. I'm going to go into the paste menu with P chord.
Paste menu, open.
And if we go up,
ASCII code, AI chat session,
AI chat session. So we're going to paste in the last AI chat session. So let's do that. I'll hit enter.
Editing conversation.txt, file 4 of 14, unsaved changes. Assessment. Top of file.
So I'm going to the top of the file.
Number 9:42 a.m., Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Blank. Number AI chat session 2020. Blank. Number I am writing a book review. Give me a simple heading layout for it.
So here you, and this is marked up in heading so we can move down. So that's the first question.
Blank. Title of the book. Book title. Author. Author's name. Publisher. Publisher name.
What have I done? Have I done something wrong here?
Top number 9:42 a.m. Number AI chat blank. Number blank. Title of the book. Author. Published. Publicate. Number of pages. Number of pages. ISBN. ISBN number.
Right. What have I done here?
At line 12, in conversation.txt, end of file, blank. Optionally, include a rating out of 5 or 10.
All right. I apologize. I've realized something, that when you use AI Ask or Ask AI, what it actually does is it updates that session file of the last conversation. So that's something that when I was designing this feature, I hadn't thought about. So what we have here, in fact, is the last question we asked with AI Ask and not the actual conversation that I had with AI Chat earlier. So we will update the documentation if I can change that behavior, because I think it's important that you can have a long conversation. It is all still in the AI Chat history file, but unfortunately, it doesn't give me the summary of the book, and it doesn't give me the key points or the key strengths in the book that I might want to discuss. And it doesn't tell me a bit of a background on the author, but they were things that I originally had in that file. Just goes to show that no matter how much pre-testing you do for a demo, something can always turn up that educates you about some of the software you've been involved in. So today what we've covered is being able to insert a calculation and its result into the editor, being able to ask a question of ChatGPT from within the editor, have that answer go into your file or into a new file, and that If you have had a previous conversation with AI chat, then you can paste that conversation into the current file or a new file. And if it's a grade 2 file, similar to what David explained earlier, it will automatically translate the ChatGPT responses into grade 2 Braille. So I'll hand back to David now, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this.